Okay, where I left off was I hadn't answered the question, what is the domain and what is the range for this particular problem? So I will go ahead and answer that the domain is all the x values. This function, even though it's very, very skinny, will reach all the x values if you go way, way far down below. And parabolas are always going to have the domain of all reals. So all reals means all the x values are going to work. The range value is the y values. Now notice that the highest point the y can go is 0 or below. There's not a 1 or a 2 or anything like that. So 0 is a significant number. It's the highest amount it can go. Y is not bigger than 0. It is less than 0 or it is equal to 0, and that's how we're going to describe the range. Range is how far up and down we can go. Domain, how far right and left we can go. What I did mention to you in the last video is the word vertex. It's the maximum or the minimum of each function. Notice the vertex in this problem was that 0, 0. So it's the max or min of each problem. What determines if a parabola opens up or down? Well, it's that a value in your y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. If this a is positive, so if it's positive, it opens up, it opens like this, and there's a minimum value. If that a is negative, then it goes down and it has a maximum value. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to quick answer these questions. These are pretty simple. We're going to first make it into the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we've got y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. There's my values. And if I look right here is my a value. It's the one that's attached to the x squared. A is greater than 0, so that means that it opens upward, which means it looks like this, and it means it has a minimum value. Right there is its lowest point. Let's try another one. This is not quite in the right form. I'll go ahead and just rewrite this. It's all on the right-hand side, but I'll just rearrange these. Ax squared plus bx, and then there is no c. That's fine. Here's my a value. A is less than 0. So when a is less than 0, I know that it opens down. So that means it looks like this, and it means it has a maximum value. Looking at a couple more of these, I have, this is right here, I have my a value. My a is less than 0, so I know it's opening down, it's downward, and downward looks like this, so it has a maximum value. This last one, it has an x cubed in it, so it's not even a quadratic function. So this is not even a quadratic. It doesn't have an x squared term. Okay, this next we're going to be doing is we're going to identify the vertex and then say whether it's a max or min. So the vertex is always the lowest point here. So if you look at this point right here, we have negative 3, positive 2. That would happen to be a minimum. Here we have 2, 5. That's the vertex. 2, 5. And this one happens to be a maximum. Okay, let's take this just a bit further, and let's go ahead and find the vertex. The vertex here would be negative 6, negative 3. The domain is all reals. Remember, parabolas are going to have all reals. This happens to be a maximum value, okay, and the maximum value, this is the max. We'll just go ahead and say the maximum is negative 6, negative 3. The range is how far up and down it goes. So remember, this is a significant value because it's not going to go any higher than this. So negative 3 is significant, and it says y has to be less than or equal to negative 3.